Hey, what's up, y'all? Um, it is I, George. Um, this is another YouTube video, so let me back up and formally introduce myself as Intergalactic Brew, as a lot of y'all know me as, but for the most part, I'm just gonna be George. But anyway, first of all, I want to say kudos to my main man, Sports Live and the ATL, for giving me the uh, the acknowledgement. Um, and I'll just say, if you want to subscribe to my page, please feel free to do so. Um, I just do the best that I can to, just express my passion and my dedication for stuff that I love and believe in. And um, speaking of passion and dedication and stuff that you believe in, of course, I'm going to make or I'm going to do another Falcons video because this is what um, I'm on here to do. And this is what I want to do. And again, much like the last video that I did, I was pretty much led to do this. And what I want to do is I just basically want to send a heartfelt message out to all of the true diehard Atlanta Falcons fans out there. So this one is strictly for y'all. But just cutting right to the chase, as you all know, our Falcons are back in the playoffs. Whoop whoop. After 3 years of not going, we are the number 2 seed in the National Football Conference, aka the NFC, as everybody likes to call it around the league. But yeah, we are the number 2 seed in the NFC, and I'm mighty excited about it. I'm dare say charged up about it, to be exact. But I just want to let all the fans out there know, man, is that don't be afraid. Don't go into these playoffs scared or timid or fragile or apprehensive or whatever word you want to describe fear or connect the word fear to. Because you have to understand that the NFL as a whole is a very difficult league, or a difficult football league, I should say, to succeed in. And I know we watch a lot of our teams and stuff, and we watch, how the offenses operate and how the defenses operate. And we tend a lot to become prisoners of the moment and get caught up in just the pure magic and the style and the grace of which the players of our favorite teams play in or play with. And it seems to look easy to the point where we build up these expectations of that's how they're supposed to play every single Sunday, no matter who the opponent is. But I think a lot of the times what we lose sight of is that every team in the NFL can play football, because that's what they are paid billions of dollars to do. That's why they have trained all of their lives, ever since they were small toddlers to teenagers to high school, all the way up until college. They have trained all their life to get to the National Football League and play professional football and make as much money as they can doing so. So, when you're getting paid billions of dollars to play a sport that you love for a living, you're going to play hard every Sunday, no matter if you think the team is sorry, if you think the team is good, dare say if you think the team is great. I mean, no matter the team, they're all going to play hard. It's just the fact of most teams are better than others. That's why we have the playoffs, because it's 6 or 5 of the best teams of that season that get to move on to this tournament that we've all come to love over the years called the playoffs. And if they can get through this tournament we call the playoffs, they get to play in an extra game, which is the biggest game in the NFL, called the Super Bowl championship. So I say all that to say, when it comes down to our Atlanta Falcons, the reason I say don't go into these playoffs as a timid, scared, intimidated, fragile Falcons fan, because you have to understand this, and this is something that I've learned in my years of watching professional football. Every season is different, and every scenario is different. And some seasons, there are certain scenarios that go in certain teams' favor. So I say that because this season has been that type of season for our Atlanta Falcons. This season has worked out very, very well in their favor. And then I want to pose this to all of you true diehard Falcons fans. Why not us? Why not now? Why can't the time be now? Why should we have to be the team that has to wait another year or two after we've played in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium? Why do we have to wait a couple of more years? Why can't we do it this year? That's my question to all of you. Why not us? I know that's a cliche that you've heard a lot from the NFL about a lot of teams in the playoffs, but seriously, why not us? Why not the Atlanta Falcons? Let me put y'all on to something. Think about this. As I've looked in depth with how this particular season, the 2016 season, has gone for the Atlanta Falcons, I would dub this season, 2016, as a full circle season. And what I mean by that is that for the past 3 years, we haven't been to the playoffs. Why has that been? Number one, because we needed to fix some things on both the offense and the defensive side of the ball. Number two, we needed a better head coach. And three, most of all, we needed a really good draft and needed to draft really good players. So basically, I just described the 2012, 13, and 14 seasons of the Atlanta Falcons to you. And once 2015 hit, what happened? Things start to come around. We started to get better players on offense, better players on defense. We even got a better head coach, in my opinion. I think Dan Quinn is probably the best head coach we've had ever since Dan Reeves. And that's no disrespect to Mike Smith. Mike Smith was a really good coach, but he didn't get as much out of this team like Dan Quinn has. He didn't motivate this team like Dan Quinn has. You know, he didn't have the players as connected and bonded with each other. Or Mike Smith didn't have the players as connected and as bonded with each other like Dan Quinn has. Dan Quinn has single-handedly changed the landscape and the perception of this team in just 2 years. It all started when he first came in 2015, but now that he's had a year up under his belt and now he's got a grasp of what he's supposed to do and what it takes as a head coach, you see the fruits of the labor. You see the proof that was in the pudding. And then the draft, that was really just the lemon on top of the tea. I mean, you know, I can't remember a better draft class probably since, you know, maybe 2008, obviously, where we've drafted players that not only made an impact, but players that were able to start immediately. We haven't had nothing like that in a long, long time. And I'm getting somewhere with this.